Welcome to BeyondBytes. As promised, we come back once again with another episode, with another guest. And the guest is Mr. Manjeet Singh. He's the Chief Revenue Officer of Starlight Data Solutions. Starlight Data Solutions is a frontline SI or system integrator in India. So we'd like to talk to Mr. Manjeet Singh to understand what Starlight Data Solutions stand for. What are the services they provide, what are the products they cater to, and who are their customers. And also, keep in mind, we'll discuss about their success story. You'll be amazed to know how come this company, in a very short span of time, becomes so successful. And I'm not going to hold you with me. I'll move now to my guest, Mr. Manjeet Singh. Mr. Manjeet, welcome to BeyondBytes.
Thank you very much.
To give our audience and viewers a fair idea about you as well as your company, could you like to give a small introduction about yourself as well as Starlight?
Great, thank you very much for having me here. First of all, for myself, I've been in this industry for 2+ decades, and I've worked for majority of the multinationals before I stepped into this organization. I've been watching this organization from outside, and it was a close association, and I've been watching, I've been seeing their success. I was aware that what they are doing, and I could know that what different they are doing to be more successful. So when I got a chance, I sat and discussed the future roadmap. I was excited very much to join and take the baton to the next level. So after having spent the industry for more than 2 decades, I have enough experience in this area. I have enough relationship in this market to take this organization to the next level. So once I joined, we had a clear path, we had a very clear goal, where are we reaching to. So little bit about Starlight. This organization was incepted during the peak of the COVID. 2020 this was incepted. It was a very brave move by the founders who started this organization during that time. The first year had a bumpy ride, but the good news is we survived. We survived very well in the first year, and where people were shutting down their operations, they were not doing well, but they used to do it, and we survived. And that was very good news for us to know that whatever we are going to do in the market, we would be very successful. So first year from the revenue perspective was pretty mediocre, which was quite understandable because nothing was moving, and then we survived. And second year onward, we started to see the market. We started to see the growth. And this March, we are going to be 5th year completion. And just to tell you the figure, in just 5 years, which is inclusive of the first year of the COVID, from zero, we are going to reach 500 crore landmark. From zero, we are 100 plus. Strength of the strong people, which is the base of the organization. From zero to we have 5 locations, including Singapore. And this year we have a plan to go to the 2 more locations, which is outside of India. And this is not a fluke. This is a very well planned, thought of, articulated well in terms of what do we want to do in the market space. When this company was started, it was very clear that we will offer these services where we have the expertise. I believe lot of times I saw in my career, a lot of times the people starts from the big bang, that everything, but this organization was started absolutely at a different level. We started with small, that where we have the expertise, we will do that. And then once it is success, we tasted the success, we crossed that steps, and then we keep on adding the other solutions which we can offer to the customer. That is one reason why we had a lot of success. This because it was a planned approach. It was not big bang. It was step-by-step approach where we were adding the offerings and then we were moving forward. So that is one area because we were very focused. Focus gives you definitely benefit as compared to when you do everything together, right? So second, it is a very young team, very, very young team. Both the number of years that we have spent in the market, just 5 years, and the team, which is pretty young. So because of that, the energy level, the flexibility is phenomenal. And that energy level, our customers can feel that. That is the second reason why we are successful. The third is when we started, we are absolutely new. We are not coming with any baggages. It was a fresh, with the technology blend. Customers started to accept us and giving us the lot of courage, and that's the reason we grew like anything. Fourth, we were very clear in terms of the target customer set. We were very, very clear that we will not get into each and everything from the day one. We had a plan that we will grow linear, and that's how we got the success. Now, if you look at the customers, if you look at the industry and divide into categories, in each of the category, whether it is federal or oil and gas industry or BFSI or enterprise segment, believe you me, top 10 customers we have already acquired in all the categories. That gives us a lot of confidence that whatever we are doing in the marketplace, the strategy we adopted are working fine. And the last but not the least, we were very sure from the day one that the focus would be on the service, which perhaps in my lifetime also as I saw that perhaps take a back burner. But for us, it was very clear from the day one that the services has to be top of the class.
That is the differentiator.
That is a major. We have also having a centralized team where those teams can bypass anyone and reach out to the customer to see the health of the orders that we are taking, which is again a new concept which we have adopted, which is working very fine for us. These are the reason of the growth that we have.
Well, three key points or key takeaways. During COVID, as you said, most of the companies used to shut down their businesses across the globe, right? Your company born during that period.
Yep.
Right? That's it. Not even 5 years, right? From that to March, it's still we're in the middle of March. And you have achieved 500 crore target. It was not a target, but you have achieved that. It's just phenomenal. Absolutely, if you look at the industry standards and the way standard or conventional SIs grow, this is phenomenal. No doubt in that. What are the key differentiators? I would like to tell our viewers what exactly you do. What exactly Starlight does for customers. Right? And if I'm a customer, so I have say hundreds of SIs in the market. Right? I have a pain point, I need to address that, I can reach out to anyone. So what are the few USPs that would drive me to say your company or Starlight?
Well, the first and foremost is you need to walk the talk. That's the main thing. What you are talking to the customer, you got to ensure that you are delivering that. Right? And that's the reason when we started, as I told you, that 150 out of 150, 100 people are on the technology side, which is phenomenal again. And we have kept it deliberately, and because that was a part of the plan, that when we start, we will ensure that the customers are getting the best of the class services, which I have observed during my career in 2+ decades, that the customers, once people sell to the customers, the after sales services are not up to that mark. And it was our plan that we will ensure that that is the area we will show to the customer that how we are better. So first thing is that you need to walk the talk, what you are doing it. The second is the technology know-how. That's very important, because unless until you know the challenges at the customer end and you are actually solving that challenge with the technology, you will be irrelevant with the customer if we talk and without the technology. The technology know-how is very important. And all our think tanks, all our founders coming from the multinational OEM organizations also, and they've been selling these security solutions all through the lives. So the security is in the blood. We can speak, we can talk, we can sleep technology, right? And that is helping us to do a better conversation with the customer when we go and talk about it. So we can understand the challenges of the customer a little better than the normal people. So once you understand the challenge and you help the customer to overcome it, but not doing the overselling, that's really sets you apart, and that the customer also nowadays understand. Because you know what, the customers are also bombarded with a lot of people. There is no dearth of the knowledge for them also, because a lot of people are going and educating the customers. So in that scenario, if one has to go and talk to the customer, you have to be absolutely relevant, and you have to absolutely ensure that what you are talking is making a sense to the customer, right? Once you do that, the customer accepts, and these are the two main reasons that it is giving us so much of a result.
Okay, perfect. Absolutely. See, it has always been neglected, that the part that you talked about, post-sale service, or the service, the value-added service that you promise someone and then do not deliver that, right? Product anyone can sell, but Starlight caters to all type of customers across verticals, right?
Yeah.
Enterprises, BSI, government.
Yes.
Which is your key focus verticals, or it's like do you prioritize that, or how do you approach?
For us, it's actually a very well balanced organization. We have a very strong enterprise team, and we have a very strong government team, right? And it's a very balanced. Nothing is very skewed that we will have to look for with the concern. So it's going pretty well. And what we see in the future for next 2 years also, we still feel that both are going to be running very parallelly, and it is balanced. And next 2 years we have a visibility for both the sides. So from the focus perspective, we have a equal focus for both the government and the enterprise. Obviously, the government gives the run rate, but for us it is well balanced, and we have a focus in both the areas.
And at the same time, I believe government customers are difficult customers. Is it? Like there's a typical perception that government people do not understand IT. They do not have any much accountability. If there is a hack happened or the bad actors entered your arena and something happened, okay, the organization will see. No one is going to be held accountable for that. But in a private organization or enterprise, it's like, okay, the company's stocks will go down, or reputation is at stake. So how does that pan for PSUs or government?
Well, I beg to differ with that, though I know that is a perception, but all through my life I've been managing the government people, and that is one vertical which I enjoy the most. And I haven't come across a situation where I would have found that there is a lack of the technology know-how. In fact, there are a lot of places. When I started my career, I would not name the customer and the lady. When I started to meet her, I have no shame in saying in front of the camera also that she ripped me apart from as far as the technology is concerned.
Okay.
Right. And that is different that, okay, I said that, okay, I will crack this account in my lifetime, and I cracked, and I've been serving that account for last 17 odd years. But that has happened only because the lady, she taught me a lot of things. And that was a core government account. Had she not have had any technology know-how, it would not have happened. I would have also taken it. And that was a myth that I also started my career with, that probably the government people are very easy to handle, they don't have the technology know-how. Probably I would have met her without doing any preparations, without doing my homework.
Assuming with the assumption.
With that assumption which you have just said. But after that, I never took any government people lightly. And as I said in the beginning, today it is very difficult, whether it is enterprise customers or the government customers, because there is no dearth of the knowledge. Like me, there are a lot of people who are going and meeting and educating the customers. So they already have enough information. So one has to go prepared before meeting the customers. So coming back to your point, no, it is not true that there is a lack of any knowledge sets in the government. They are very well equipped and very well knowledgeable.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to bring a clarity, because this is just really a perception. But me as a journalist, I do interact with a lot of government people from different look after different areas of IT, and that they can give any enterprise IT person or CIO or CTO or CISO run for their money. So this perception I wanted to clarify. I wanted it to come from someone who is interacting or dealing with customers day in and day out. Coming back to Starlight, you said these two verticals, enterprise and government, you have equal kind of focus, and I believe you look after government more because of your past experience of 2.5 decades of dealing with that. What sort of challenges that the government enterprises, government PSUs or agencies typically face in terms of cybersecurity, and how do you like it's just a huge organization having layers of hierarchy. So what kind of typical challenges that differ from enterprise challenges?
Well, that's very interesting question. See, as far as the cybersecurity is concerned, which is increasing day by day.
Of course.
Our friends on the other side are, I would like to say that they are far better, because probably where we are leaving our thinking, they're starting from there. The first and foremost is, as far as the security is concerned, I would like to relate with the COVID times. Mm-hmm. There was a first phase of COVID and there was a second phase of COVID, right? And I'm sure you will agree to me that the second phase of the COVID was fatal. It was disaster.
Absolutely.
You know what was the reason? Because in the first phase, not much of a damage happened. Mm-hmm. Though there was a lot of hue and cry, but not much of a damage happened. And when the second wave started, we took it very easily. We were not prepared, and we never took it seriously. We said, oh, nothing is going to happen.
Right, we'll have some dalgona coffees and stuff.
Yes, nothing will happen, and people were not ready, and they were not even taking the precautions. And the results. Right. How many. I am sure each and every one have seen in their close circles, family or friends, absolutely, some or the other incidents. And the reason for that is ourselves also, because we were not taking the precautions. From the security standpoint, the biggest challenge is doesn't matter whether it is government or enterprise. The biggest challenge is we are still at this point in time don't take that seriously. We still think nothing is going to happen. people take it seriously only when something or the other happens to the data centers, something or the other, some breach happens to the organization.
Yes.
And they obviously had to deal with that.
It's mostly reactive rather than preventive.
It is still mostly reactive. It is still mostly reactive. So that is one challenge. And as I said in the beginning, why the success mantra for us, we just don't sell the products. We just don't go and sell the products. We sell the overall ecosystem. Ensure that the customers don't get into that situation which earlier they used to do it. And that's the biggest differentiator between us, probably along with as far as the competition is concerned. We understand in deep in terms of what is the real challenge, what is the roadmap for the customer, where do they want to get into, and accordingly then we offer these solutions. It is the understanding which takes you to the different league altogether, rather than getting into a product selling only.
Also, I would like to understand from you, do you behave like a typical buyer and sellers kind of situation, like if the buyer has a requirement, I'll go and sell it, or you create a market for him, you make the customers realize that they have a need, like how you do that, like you go and educate them, right? Do education and training for your customers, whether they become your customers or not, prospective customers. Is there any plan or to have some that kind of strategy inside Starlight?
Yes, very well. So as I said, the challenge of the customer needs to be understood very well. Right. If you start going and doing a product selling only, probably that will have a shelf life. You can be successful once, twice or thrice, not every time. And the customers will today or tomorrow will feel that they are here only for selling, not understanding. Of course, as a sales and marketing officers or the organization, our job, everyone is selling. It's the sales. The entire world, we all are doing one of the something or the other. Absolutely. Selling only, right? So do we also do the same thing? But understanding the need of the customer is very important. And you rightly said that has to be coupled along with the training. That has to be coupled along with the various services along with it. So that and that's the reason. Whatever customer base that I have, I told you already that all the verticals, we already have the top-notch customers in each and every verticals. Every customer is a repeat customer for us. And had we not doing those activities that we are talking about, customers would also not have taken us seriously. See, you have to understand, there are a lot of people, those who are established players in the market. They're in this market for a long time. We're just 5 years old, even not yet completed 5 years. Even then also the customers are trusting us. So there has to be some differentiator between us and the others, where the customers are trusting us. And that is nothing but understanding the right challenge and giving the right solution, along with obviously the right set of training. See, what happens is, you also talked about the government people not equipped and all. It is not like that. See, you need to also understand the way the cybersecurity market is growing, or I would say that our friends on the other side are acting. If a CISO, look for a CISO he has to ensure that there should not be any breach. He has to ensure that his data center is running smoothly, and he also has to ensure that all the tools are also deployed. If someone has to manage tens and thousands of the tools, it is practically impossible for anyone to remember everything. Right. So unless until, so it is very easy there is a RFP, you bid, sell and get off, right? And the differentiator would be you sell it, and then you ensure that you are touching base the customer after every quarter or 6 months, which is periodic. Because it will, what I have saw in my life also, that no matter who the person is, how intelligent the person is, it is practically impossible for everyone to understand tens and hundreds of the tools, nitty-gritty of the tools. So your point, training is very, very important. It gives you a lot of confidence with the customer that they're here to stay. So training is obviously.
So you do a regular trainings and workshops.
Yes, we do that.
And how do you sell your products? Like going directly or through channels, partners?
We do that directly. It's a direct model for us. Though we have the ecosystem also in place, we had to have, because when we started, there was nothing. We started from the scratch, and unfortunately, in the government, there are government guidelines. You need to ensure that the guidelines are fulfilled. So, for bidding, there are guidelines laid by the government of India where you need to show your skills, you need to show your strength, you need to show your capabilities. So that times we had to collaborate, but now we are self-sufficient.
And then what sort of solutions that you have? Do you offer the entire gamut of services in terms of cybersecurity, or limited to or focused towards specific some products?
Okay. So there are largely 4 verticals that we have where we focus. One, of course, is the cybersecurity. We all are coming from that background. So as I said, it's running on our blood. We can speak on the cybersecurity for days together without stop. That is one vertical which is pretty big for us. The second is the forensic. And there aren't too many players, those who are there, because it's a niche market. And that is the second vertical where we have. Incidentally, when we started, we knew that there was a specific gap in the forensic market.
So, Manjeet, in cybersecurity solutions, what are the products that you sell to your customers? Are you catering all that is available in the market, or you're focused towards specific products because that is the need, or that is your kind of plan in your organization? How do you go about that? What are the products that you have?
See, there are 2 aspects to it. One is the product, the other is the services. Right? From the product perspective, we have a right set of relationship from end to end, right? Which are the leaders in their respective space, Gartners of the world, and they are worldwide. They're there in that space. But as I said in the beginning, product enough alone should not be the focus. It should coupled with the services, which is very important. And that's how you win the confidence of the success. So, from the relationship perspective, if you ask me, we have all the relationship. We have all the sign-ups in place with the all the giants in this area, end to end, right from your gateway till the last mile. There are various layers, and one need to protect all the layers, and no need to tell anyone at this point in time that like in a house we ensure that every doors, every windows are locked. It is kept properly so that we are protecting it from the thieves. And similarly in this data centers also, one has to ensure that each layer is protected. So we have right amount of capabilities in-house to ensure that we can talk to the customer and address their particular challenges. So product is end-to-end, which is along with the right set of services.
Here I would like to ask something very interesting. Like, you have been doing this business with the government or other corporates and enterprises for pretty good time. The last few years, have you seen any kind of changes in say the adoption towards cybersecurity products, or has the perception towards cybersecurity has changed among the customers, or it is still primarily reactive thing? Okay, when it happens, we'll see what to do. or if they are now preventive kind of, they discuss, let's, the hackers do not come to our doors, or our data is not going away from our premises. What is the change in the perception or the approach in your customers?
It is changing rapidly, I would say. If I were to talk on 5 years, what we were and now, a lot of shift which is happening. And that is only because the way these cyber friends, the other side of the friends, they are active. People are vigilant now, or people like us are also going and educating, and there is no other way. If you don't protect, you are in for a trouble, for sure. So there are a lot of changes. People are accepting, and to the core also, nitty-gritty is also they are now getting into addressing the specific challenges, so that they ensure that their data centers, their organization is absolutely protected.
Yep. And also in terms of investment, has that grown up, or like investment into security, has that also risen in the past?
Oh yes, it is very acceptable now. It is acceptable now. I would also like to say that the current government is also tech savvy. They're also spending a lot, and they're also ensuring that all the respective houses. And I've seen, I am sure you all have seen that our respective honorable Prime Minister talking on this subject on a various forum. So and it is coming from top to the bottom, that everyone needs to be secured. So from the investment perspective, I don't see any challenge that there is any roadblock, and there are a lot of projects. Only thing one needs to be ensure that they need to understand the project very well before delivering. There is no challenge as far as the finances is concerned.
Absolutely, it's very important that that the top leadership understand the problem. Right, when a government leader, like the Prime Minister or country's state head, they understand the real challenge, then they obviously that can be translated to the
Exactly.
bureaucracy.
Exactly.
And good that you shared that insight with our viewers, that there has been a proactive step from the government to address issues related to cybersecurity, safety, and when the government is proactive, obviously the lower agencies and organizations keep on adding to that.
Right.
Coming back to Starlight, pretty good story. 5-year-old kid, 500 crore revenue, right? What is the next target? Where you would like to reach, maybe next couple of years?
As a CRO, I would like to double it next year, because we have a history. We have been doubling it every year. So I would like to.
That's a very ambitious kind of projection.
Yeah, we have done it in the past.
Okay.
And we have the capability, we have the visibility. There is no point we should not make it a double next year.
The past records give you the confidence that you can do it.
Not only past record, every organization is made up of people, right? No individual can perform, right? It's a teamwork, and I have a huge confidence in the team. The way we are working, the way the relationships are there, it will not be less than double.
That would be we'd like to do another episode on that when you do that.
Surely.
But before that, obviously we'll meet multiple times. And is there any expansion plan for Starlight? While you keep that target to double it, so obviously you'd be thinking of expanding that to offices or adding more people. What does the plan look like?
Yeah, well, definitely we are hiring a lot of people because that is the need of the hour. We would be expanding a lot of people. from India perspective, we are trying to get into the upcountry market. So that's where I see a expansion plan where people will be added. Though we are there in most of the metros, but the tier 2 cities we would like to expand, and there are a couple of offshore locations we are working on where we are trying to see next year we would like to expand in a couple of at least offshore locations.
The company grew from 0 to 500 crores within 5 years. Lots of insights. I love the discussion, and I believe you too love the discussion like I did. If you have any comments or any suggestions or any reaction to what we discussed, any question that you need to ask, put down that in the comment box. And if you really like the discussion, do like, share and subscribe to BeyondBytes. And we'll share with you lots of insights, data and real stories on BeyondBytes. Thank you so much. Stay tuned.